What is up, everyone? This is Omegabalmung here with another comic book pickup of the week. A little closer. What is up, everyone? This is Omegabalmung here with another comic book pickups of the week. This week I'm coming to you guys with a lot of books. Of course, they had the new Bombshell or whatever covers for this DC book, so I'm like, ooh, cool cover, ooh, a cool cover, ooh, a cool cover. So I kept grabbing a bunch of covers, but like I said, I'm going to go through these real quick, talk a little bit about them, and then grade them to my liking of what I like, and then we'll go from there. So first off is Birds of Prey, issue 32. This one literally picks up after issue 31, I guess, where now we have the Birds of Prey, of course. They're going to go on a mission, and something happens. So, and then you see a little bit of interaction between Diana Lance? Where Black Canary and her husband, you know, and so you see a little bit of that, and a little bit, and then Condor, and a little bit of interaction between Condor and Black Canary, and she gets a cool little like wings kind of, so she could kind of fly now too. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, it was a cool read. You see a little bit of, of course, I don't know if you can see by the little name on the side there. It says Suicide Squad, so you see like a brief appearance of Suicide Squad at the end, which of course, you know, leads up to the next issue, which is pretty sure they're going to do something with that, with Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey. But for this one, we get it a 3 out of 5. It was a pretty cool read. It was pretty cool to see Black Canary get a little wing thingy she gets. So, and then you see a brief, like I said, a brief appearance of the Suicide Squad, which I wish we would see more in this video, in this book. But of course, the next one, of course, is going to be a little bit of Suicide Squad. But I'm pretty sure this book was ending. I don't know, was it Birds of Prey that was ending? But I remember seeing that they were ending this one. But anyways, like I said, Birds of Prey issue 32, which they didn't have a cool cover. So next up is Infinity Man and the Forever People issue 1. Having nothing on this book. I mean, it looks like something that I saw a while, like an older comic book. But you know, reading through this one gets me kind of excited to see what's going to happen. Of course, they are these like guardians who are on this like floating planet, I guess, or city, that kind of knows what's gonna happen, and then they kind of go out to different you know, universe and stuff to kind of avoid these I can't even say that word, but they just avoid you know, help you know, like Earth. This one they go to Earth, and they're gonna help them out with some problems they have there. So pretty cool read, pretty cool setup, I guess. At the end, something happens, and you know, of course, we're going to see one of the villain, which is the praying mantis or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but pretty cool stuff. I kind of like to say the drawing's a little weird, but I'm okay with that. It's not like super bad. It's not like She-Hulk bad. But like I said, I did enjoy this book. I kind of want to see what you know, what's going to happen in the next issue. So pretty cool. 3 out of 5 for Infinity Man and the Forever People issue 1. Next up is Batman Eternal, issue 10. This one, of course, picks up after Batman Eternal issue 9. This one you actually see Falcone and Catwoman being in danger. And then Batman comes and pretty much rescues them, and that's pretty much it for the the story here, which is pretty cool. I mean, Batman Eternal has been a pretty cool book. This one's a little bit on the slower side. But you know, it's still a really good read. I say about a 3.5 out of 5 because I don't know, there's not much action in this one. Like I said, you see appearance of Catwoman and Falcone. Both of them pretty much. Batman comes in to rescue them, of course. So Batman Eternal issue 10. Next up is Batgirl issue 32. Didn't get too much of this, and these are the new covers. Like I said, the Bombshell or something like that covers. Didn't get to read much of that, so I can't really grade it. All I know is Batgirl is pretty much out of control. I think it's this one. Either that or I'm getting mixed up with Eternal. But I think this one, yeah, it's pretty much, she's pretty much being just whooping ass, and she gets kind of kidnapped in this one, and I don't remember much about going on because, like I said, I kind of just skimmed through it. I didn't give it too much of a read because I haven't read the last one yet, so I'm probably going to pick that one up, which I probably should have, but like I said, I bought too many books. I can't, you know, read everything. So maybe I'll get back into it once I get read up issue 31. So Batgirl issue 32. Next up is Huntress and Power Girl in the World's Finest. This is issue 24, which didn't get a cover, which I was pretty sad. I was hoping they'll get a cover too, but in this one we have, of course, it follows up from 23. Where Huntress is actually chasing somebody, and in this one you see her chase this guy who's pretty much like a terrorist. He has like a little nuclear waste or whatever that he has, which is going to kind of blow it up in, you know, the city. So then you also have Power Girl, pretty much still at Stark Labs, you know, working on the machines. And you see in this one she's like spinning to get the machines going and stuff like that. So then she's like, yeah, this is probably the most boringest thing I've done. And she's like just spinning around flying around the machine, get it to start, and it's pretty cool stuff. And this is pretty much just Huntress, you know, solo pretty much in this one. You see, you know, some appearance of Power Girl, of course, in Star Labs, but that's pretty much in this one. Huntress is pretty much whooping ass. So and it's a pretty cool read. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. For Huntress and Power Girl, World's Finest. Next up will be the New 52 Futures End. And so, this is what, issue 6. And it's, like I said, this one's a little bit better than the other Futures End books. Like I said, it's still pretty slow. You're still getting a lot of story, a lot of you know, a lot of talking, and you see a brief appearance of Terry McGinnis, and then you see, you see actually Red Robin in here, who pretty much still hiding himself, and Lois Lane, you know, coming in and be like, hey, aren't you Red Robin? And he's like, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. And, you know, pretty much he doesn't want any part of that anymore. He wants to, like, to start out a new life, pretty much a clean slate. You'll see Frankenstein and them going through the Phantom Zone. So pretty good read. Like I said, still pretty slow. I'd say this one's a lot better than a few issues ago, which was, to me, was a little bit boring. But this one had some pretty cool stuff. So this one I say about 3 out of 5. Next up is Captain Marvel, issue 4. This one, unfortunately, I didn't get too much. I just skimmed through it. Looks like she's kind of looking for a crew, I think so. And then she's going to go out. And unfortunately, the place that she's at, they really don't have much to give because they're like, oh, hey, we do have a Starfleet, or a fleet. And then they take Captain Marvel out to the back, and this is our fleet. And it's like a junkyard of just, you know, ships and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, we can't do much with that. So yeah, it's a little bit harder to kind of read through everything. Like I said, there's a lot of books, so I didn't really give a good, like, read through this, and so fortunately, I can't give it a grade. But you know, anything that, you know, most of the stuff that Captain Marvel, or the Captain Marvel books right now are usually pretty good. So I'm pretty sure if you kept up with it, it's a pretty good read. So pretty cool stuff, I guess. No, like I said, I haven't read through the whole thing. Like I said, just skimmed through the whole thing. So unfortunately, that's what it is. This one, Superman Wonder Woman issue 9. This one, let's see. Whoa, I read this on Wednesday, so today is Friday, and I'm trying to think through it. I probably should have just skimmed down a little bit of all the books, but I'm trying to go through it. This one is about, of course, it's a continuation of Superman Doomed. With Superman Doomed, Action Comics, Superman, Wonder Woman from before, and then now another Superman, Wonder Woman. So this one is actually with of course Superman and Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman's coming to trying to help. If you remember from the last I think it was Superman or Action Comics, they dropped that ship that had all the kryptonite in it, and it pretty much knocked out Superman, but it kind of woke in the doomsday in him. So now it's kind of like Wonder Woman's kind of just bringing help, and she's trying to get help from her sisters and stuff like that. And this one you kind of see like you see a brief cameo of the Red Lanterns with a guy and a Supergirl, and they're just trying to help him, but they're at the same time they're like, we have to stop him because we're protecting Earth, and that's what it is. But so now Superman's pretty much leaving, trying to find a place where he could kind of mull over what he has to do pretty much by himself. Try to avoid any kind of confrontation with anybody. So we'll see what happens along the ride with this book. I mean, it's getting better. It's getting cool. It's kind of toning down a bit, but we'll see what happens. I go on. Probably give this a 3 out of 5. So. And next up is Original Sins. These are kind of weird. I thought it was like the Original Sin, like without the S, but it doesn't have. I guess this one's Original Sins. These are actually, I think they're going through different, of course, sins from different characters. It's kind of weird. You have Deathlock or something like that. Is it Deathlock? I can't remember his name. In the first one where he kills a guy who's kind of like, oh yeah, I know who you are, and blah blah blah. This. You have, oh my gosh, I don't remember who. Young Avengers, I think, so are in here. And like I said, it's just pretty much, I'm pretty sure they're just going to be talking about different characters throughout the Original Sin series here. So if you remember the Original Sin, in Original Sin, I think issue 2, where, don't remember the guy, but the guy with the eye, he uses the Watchman's eye, who pretty much brings out everybody's sins and things like nobody would, like you won't even know about. But he has seen it, so I'm pretty sure this book is just about that, maybe about different characters, and whenever that happened, they see it. So pretty cool stuff. I want to say about 3 out of 5. This is weird. It's like different people, I think, drawn in or something, maybe. But yeah, so Deathlock, Young Avengers, and Lockjaw. So those are the 3 characters that they talk about in this issue 1. So Armor Hunters issue 1. I know nothing about this, but it looked cool, and I've seen EXO here, so I'm like, ooh, pretty cool, a pickup, but a little bit, this is issue 1, a little bit slow, a lot of backstory that they're talking about. Maybe I haven't read any of them, so I don't know what the heck they're talking about, something about armor. So, like I said, I can't really judge this one, because like I said, I had no previous, involvement in this, so I'm kind of lost a bit, but maybe if it keeps going and I kind of get a little bit more of the stories, I can probably go with it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty cool drawings, I can say, is pretty cool stuff from Valiant. So, and like I say, it has EXO Manowar in there too. So, awesome. That is Armor Hunters issue 1. Ooh, we're getting there. Next up is Batman Detective Comics 32, and this is still the continuation of the Icarus drug that if you all remember about. But pretty cool stuff. Of course, the drawings in here is just perfect. I love it. The drawings it's just beast. If I remember right, man, why can't I remember these? These are kind of lost in my head a bit. Like I said, it's been a few, I literally read these like the day when I got home from the bookstore, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to read through, and I got through almost all of them except for like a few, and then I just kind of got into playing Destiny from before. So if I remember right, oh man, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to like lead people onto like a weird different book or something like that. But yeah, anyways, this is Detective Comics. Of course, this is always a continuation of the Icarus drug that you know, Batman is pretty much going around trying to figure out, you know, who, you know, distributing these drugs. I remember right the last book they had, he fought Sumo or something like his name, and in this one they actually start out with that, and you know, this is pretty much Batman doing his detective work, and he fights a giant squid in here, so or octopus or something like that. So from this guy named Squid, something like that. So that's cool. He fights an octopus, and then we get a Mexican standoff at the end. So pretty cool stuff. Next up is Smallville Lantern issue 3. Of course, we see a bit of Batman, and I guess that's Nightwing. I don't know what is the story with that, because I think I do have it in there, but I haven't read through it yet with the Smallville season 11 stuff. So in this one, if you remember, they meet up with Parallax, and Parallax is like, hey, you guys I have these rings that are going to be distributed to Earth, and it's going to go all around, and they're you know, they're looking for, you see like a brief cameo with the Titans, and you know, it goes into, I don't remember who was that, but it's like, oh nope, the Yellow Ring, I should say, and he went to one of the Titans. They're like, oh no, you don't qualify to become one. So he keeps going, and then he goes into, of course, Arkham. So and then now all the baddies like Bane, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, who else? They all have like yellow rings, and you know, Batman and Nightwing are fighting against him. And then of course Superman comes and helps him out with the with his Green Lantern ring. So pretty cool stuff. Like I said, it looks like it's probably ending soon, because something happens in here that kind of kills the fact that you know, it's called Smallville Smallville Lantern. So anyway, it's pretty cool to read. 3 out of 5. All New Ultimates issue 3 with a pretty cool, awesome red cover. This one we kind of pick up from the last book. If you remember, Jessica Drew, which is Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, something like that, gets hit with some of that drug, and now she's like, oh, I'm drug induced and stuff like that. She's hallucinating and stuff like that. Pretty much the crew is coming back together. You see Spider-Man, which is Miles Morales, kind of just, you know, doing his detective work, following people around, and you get like a cool fight scene in here. You see a little fight between, who was it? I don't remember his name. He looked like Red Skull, but instead it was a white. And it's probably the guy in the front here. Scourge or something like that. If I remember, he wrote the name on the wall, Scourge. And you see a little bit of fight between that and, who was it? Was it Cloak and Dagger? I think so. And you see Bombshell. And now they're pretty much back together again. They're like, oh, we do make a pretty good team. That's not split up. And that's just, you know, become a team again. So now they're back together, and hopefully we see a little bit more of what's going to happen next. So pretty cool read, pretty awesome stuff, awesome drawing. So 3 out of 5 with the New Ultimates issue 3. Oh yes, Justice League United issue 2. If you remember from last week, they got sent to a different world, different universe. You kind of figure out where they are, and then if you also see, if you remember in the first, is issue 0 or 1, you see Lobo and Hawkman fighting. You know, he gets chopped his arm off, and then he like, oh no, oh yeah, never that nymph, how does that call it? Nymph metal. It's like repairing his arm back. So pretty cool stuff. You see, like I said, Hawkman and Lobo in here fighting. You see, pretty much Supergirl is in here, which was kind of weird because she's not like a Red Lantern or anything. It's kind of weird because you see all these books where she's a Red Lantern. Well, of course, Red Lantern, Supergirl, action comics, all that. But in this one, she's Supergirl, so it's kind of weird. But she comes in and helps them out too, and they kind of just say now they are the Justice League. So, which Martian Manhunter said, and then you figure out who the bad guy is, what he's doing. He's pretty much what they were doing was creating these this like superhuman, super like creature that has all the DNA from different groups of alien and stuff like that. So and then that pretty much ends there, and you find out who the bad guy is that's doing all that. So pretty cool stuff. Like I said, this book is getting better and better. I really knocked it for issues 0, which was kind of boring. Issue 1 was a lot better, and this one's a lot better too. So 3.5. Next up is actually got one more left, or 2 more. 2, 3 more, and then a few books, back issue books. So next up is Shudder from Image Comics. Shudder. Whew, it starts out weird. It starts out with like little kiddish drawings, and then it gets violent. And that's how weird this book is. Like I said, it's weird in a good way. It's not weird like, oh my gosh, it's so weird. It's a weird in a good kind of way. I like it. I like the drawings. Like I said, this book starts out weird. The little cat guy is like, I'm getting divorced. You have to kill this person. So he's trying to kill Kate, which is the main character. And he shoots like this big giant gun into, I think was it the apartment or something like that. It's a lot of weird stuff, and then it goes from being cute to being like, just bloody and stuff like that. And then and you see Kate and them get out of there, and then she's in this one. She's kind of just heading home, and she meets up with the butler, I guess, which is this giant, like this tall, like skeleton guy. And like I said, it's weird, but it's pretty cool. It's still a pretty cool read. I mean, you still don't know what the heck of this world is about. Fortunately, I don't know what the heck it is. Maybe somebody can tell me, but I'm lost a bit within Shudder here. But like I said, I just want to keep reading it. It just kind of has this weird like fairy tale and stuff, going on in this book. You have like lions, tigers. Oh my! No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's just weird. It's a whole bunch of weird. But like I said, getting a 3 out of 5. I mean, no matter how weird it is, it's still a pretty good read. You still kind of want to know what's going on. You're still kind of have this like pretty much the stake in front of you, and you're like, ooh, okay, let me just keep following that and see what's going to turn out. So it's still a really weird book, but really still a really good read. Next up is. Actually, oh no, we can't go with that because that was from last week. Green Lantern Corps, issue 32. I have no clue about this. I will not grade it because I have nothing to go on. But they're in this war, I guess. They're going to be battling now. I bought it because it has cool bombshell cover. That's pretty much it. I can't give it a grade just because of the fact that I can't. I haven't read through it. I read through a few pages only, and you have John Stewart and pretty much the Green Lantern Corps, but that's all I have read. So fortunately, I can't give it a grade. But like I said, I still like the cover for it though. Okay, the next up is some of the back issue stuff that I bought. This one is Joan of Arc from let's see what they're called, BDI, which is Big Dog Inc. This issue 0, so it just follows pretty much the same storyline as Joan of Arc, except for this one is at the end she kind of becomes an angel and she's trying to fight back or something like that. So pretty cool stuff, pretty cool drawings. Like I said, it's only a book, and so I just picked it up and I'm like, oh, it's not a bad read. So we'll see if they do come out with a next issue. We'll see. I'll take a shot at that one too and see how that is. But so far, I'll read the next issue. Next up is, put them all out here. I haven't read through any of these because I'm still missing the first 2 issues. I thought that they would come with the first two issues, but unfortunately they only came with 3, which is Bushido, The Way of the Warrior, from Top Cow. Got issue 3 here. We got issue 4. I can't say no to it. This is Samurai. I'm a big fan of Samurai, so I'm like, ooh. I was thinking about reading this one too, because I remember looking when I was starting out. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try to look into some, see, we get some like martial arts, samurai type deal books, and this was one of the ones I saw. And I'm like, oh, maybe we'll see if I get into it. But now I have 3, 4, and 5. I might as well pick up 1 and 2. Yes, I see. Like I was kind of reading through it, and I saw some like samurais with vampires and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. It's still samurai, so I just want to check it out and maybe try to find issue 1 and 2 and see if they have it. I know that my comic store doesn't have it because these were bundled together for like $1. I'm like, it's $1. I might as well take it. Next up is DC Comics presents Superman and Green Lantern. This is issue 26. This is actually a DC Comics presents. This is actually the first appearance of the new Teen Titans, which was Cyborg, Raven, and was it Starfire? Or one of those two. I know at least Cyborg and Raven, I think for sure. So pretty cool stuff. I got it in my Marler bag because I spent a little penny for this. It's a little pricey, but that's okay. And next up, just came in today. I haven't even like unwrapped them or read through them yet. And of course, I wanted to get this video out, but this one is, I'm going to have to hold this one. I don't think this thing can hold it. This one is, of course, this does go down pretty low. This one is X-Men Days of the Future Past, the book, the comic books. This is the novel, so it has all of them. It has X-Men 141, X-Men 142, X-Men Annual, number 14, Excalibur, 52, 66, and 67, Wolverine, Days of Future Past, 1 through 3. You get some materials from Fantastic Four Annual 23, New Mutants Annual 6, X Factor Annual 5, and Hulk Broken Worlds Issue 2. So a big collection of books. Like I said, I went out and watched the movie last week or 2 weeks ago, like a week after it came out, and I loved it so much that I might as well pick up the book here. It's actually a hardcover, so I actually bought this on stock trades. You can get it for like $20. It was like 20 something, $22. And I'm like, oh, I might as well buy it. I don't think I could afford the original comics because they're just so pricey with the movie that just came out, of course. That's really pricey, so I don't think I could collect all of them as original form. But I just kind of want to read it to see what's the difference between the movie and the book. And I know there's some difference, of course, but I kind of just want to read that. So I love the movie, of course. So I had to go with the book itself, read the source material. So pretty cool. So like I say, I still in the plastic here. I just got it in today, and I'm like, oh, I might read it. So and then the other one that I got from Star Trades 2 is Black Canary and Zatanna and the Blood Spell book. Like I said, I haven't read through this yet. Got it in this. I usually order 2 books at least before so I can make up for a lot of stuff. So this one's written by Paul Dini, and so Paul Dini has done some pretty cool stuff. So like I said, this is also a hardcover too. It's not as big as Days of Future Past, but of course that one is a collection of so many comics. But anyways, that is it for this week. Like I said, I don't have much back issue stuff. I bought a lot of books, but a lot of those books were because of the Bombshell covers for them. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like always, subscribe to my channel. I hopefully will have some more videos coming up. Of course, I do video games, comics, and talking about movies. I did go watch Edge of Tomorrow, which is a pretty good movie. So if you haven't seen that yet, I would definitely go out and watch it. It starts out really good. The middle is a little slow, but it picks up towards the end. So pretty cool stuff. I actually watched it in 3D, which is kind of weird because there's a few stuff like if you've seen And just a few scenes that I felt like if it wasn't 3D, my head wouldn't be hurting that much, but it is what it is, so that's still pretty cool. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button if you guys like it, add me on PlayStation Network. I'm usually on DC Universe Online and PSN Ideas, of course, Omegabalmung. But anyways, I'll see everybody next week.